Today I'm doing 10 free things you can do to start prepping and stocking up right now. This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbook where you can eat better, spend less. We have our new hardcover with gorgeous pictures to help you eat better, spend less, and save on your grocery bill today. Visit us at livingonadime.com to get your copy. Number one, newspapers. Okay, newspapers are actually a little bit harder to find now, but every month I get this little publication in the mail from a local newspaper thing, and I save all of those. Why? Because they're great. You can use newspaper for fire starter, obviously, but you can also use it for toilet paper. You could use it to keep things frozen if you need to wrap up frozen things. It makes a great insulation. You can use it to lay down as a padding for something, like if you're if you're cutting up something and you need to throw the scraps on there, or if you just need to lay it as a liner, like my grandma used to use it to line her drawers. So you can use it for lots of things. Start stocking up every time you get newspaper. Get you a good pile of that. Number two, sticks. Now, little sticks and twigs are great in a rocket stove. And I'm going to do a video on a rocket stove, but you can Google it and see what it is until I get a video done. But sticks work really good for little mini stoves for boiling water, for cooking, that kind of thing. Sticks are great. The next thing is buckets. Start collecting buckets. You don't need a ton, but I have several buckets that I put tomatoes in and potatoes in. Really good. Just drill a hole in the bottom for a garden if you need a garden. But you know, buckets are great if you need to go to the bathroom. You can sit on it, line it with a paper bag, do your business, and then just burn it if you want. But it makes a great toilet. You could use it to carry things, carry water, that type of thing. So get you a few sturdy buckets. You can get those at bakeries. I see them laying on the road all the time, construction sites. I find buckets all the time, even in people's dumpsters, or not dumpsters, but sitting in their trash. The next thing is tree buckets. Now, it's kind of the same thing as regular 5-gallon buckets, but tree buckets work really great for a garden or for storing firewood, that kind of thing. We live in an area where there's a lot of building happening, and so I find tree buckets all the time. So go to construction sites when they're finishing the landscaping, and a lot of times they'll give you the tree buckets. Makes a great container garden, super easy, lightweight, really handy if you need a garden space but you don't have the ground to do it. The next thing is rags and t-shirts. So you may need rags and t-shirts for who knows what, cleaning, toilet paper, baby diapers, just kids getting sick, that kind of thing. I try to save as many rags and t-shirts as I can. Cut the t-shirts. T-shirts are super simple to make rags out of. Just cut off the arms, and you've got 4 rags right there. Cut it up the sides, and you can get 6 or 8. You can either get 2 really big rags or 6 to 8 smaller rags. And there you've got 6 to 10 rags out of one t-shirt. Works really good. Then I just throw them away. If they're like oily or something like that, not easily washable, I just throw them away. The next thing is plastic bottles for water storage. Save those 2-liter bottles, save those large syrup containers, anything that's food grade that will hold water, save them and reuse them to hold water. It's great for emergency storage. I just refill my syrup containers, and then I have emergency water right there. Really good. Cheap, free, easy. Soap ends. Okay, the little hotel soaps or soap ends. These are really great to use for hand soap. You just shred up the soap, melt it in some water, put it in a pump bottle, and you've got hand soap. Works great. We have a little soap net that we put the ends in and just use it for our bodies. But the ends are great for hand soap, especially if you want to make your own homemade liquid soap. Cereal box liners. Love these. We use cereal box liners like wax paper. So for lining cookie trays, for smashing meat, for crushing graham crackers, anything that you would need, lining for fudge, line the pan for fudge, that kind of thing. Cereal box liners are great and will save a ton on waxed paper and plastic wrap. You could also use it to put sandwiches in. Just wipe it out with a towel, just get all the crumbs, but then put your sandwiches in there. That's how they used to do it in the old days, was they would wrap a sandwich in wax paper, and that's the same thing. Bacon grease. Oh, you gotta love bacon grease. What can I say? We use it for greasing pans for bread. It doesn't taste bacony, it just gives it a really nice yummy flavor. We put bacon grease in eggs, we put it in baked beans, we put in green beans. We just use it for all kinds of cooking and baking. Bacon grease is the bomb, and you will save a ton of money on oil if you use bacon grease. If you use bacon grease for things like your eggs and greasing pans for baking, that type of thing. Hamburger grease. Now, what people don't realize also is hamburger grease is really good for things like tortillas, or using in, it's tallow, using in baked goods like bread, that type of thing. All you do is you put the hamburger grease in some water, boil it, put it in the refrigerator, let it get hard, skim off the fat, and you just do that until your grease is white and pretty and looks all clean. That's all you do. Then just use it for things like tortillas and baking bread and that type of thing. And last but not least, plastic bags. You know, Walmart sacks, totes, that kind of thing. You never know when you're going to need sacks. Kids are throwing up. If some sort of disease comes around and people are throwing up all over the place, you can double, triple those if they have holes or whatever, but so they're sealed a little bit better. Using it as a toilet, carrying things, lining things, that type of situation. You never know when you're going to need plastic bags. We use them all the time, have a huge collection, we always save, but in an emergency they would come in really great for toilets, throw up, that kind of thing, and just make your life more pleasant. So that's the 10 things that you can get for free. Please check out livingonadime.com for more tips and recipes to help you save money and get out of debt. We'll see you guys next time.